It seems like America is in somewhat of a crisis now because so many people have more month than money. Let's go through what's happening in America right now when you're running out of money before the end of the month. We're going to go over to this article in Money. Why are Americans spending so much? They say the economy is bad, but they're spending like it's booming. Okay, Americans have a pessimistic view about the economy. Weirdly, that seems to have little impact on their willingness to open their wallets. Are you one of these? Are you buying Pelotons? Are you shopping on the internet? There are no more stimulus checks, that's for sure. And people continue to predict the end of the consumer. But what's happening is their spending continues to outpace their income, and credit card bills are growing, interest rates are rising, and people are becoming slaves to the system. But what are you spending your money on? Well, let's take a look at what most Americans are buying and how much more it is expensive just 1 year later in 2024 than it was in 2023. Okay, financial services and insurance up 7.9%. You finally got that home you've been looking for, and then all of a sudden, what you thought were fixed prices actually start to escalate your insurance, your taxes, your home repairs. 7.9% increase in insurance and financial services. Healthcare is getting more expensive. Is your employer raising your copays and deductibles? Do you not have insurance, health insurance, and you're paying out of pocket for urgent care visits? This is a strange one here, clothing and footwear. Are you just buying anything you want? Are you spending more on clothing and footwear? Have you considered alternatives to the clothes that you're buying? Do you really need new clothes at all? Recreation is up 4.8%, transportation 4.7, furnishings 3.9, utilities 1.4, and food and beverages purchased for off-premises consumption up 1%. That doesn't sound right to me. All right, and then we have recreational goods and services down 1.5. So as people, their budget tightens with insurance, healthcare, food, etc., they spend a little more on a little less on recreation. Food services, okay, they go out a little less. Motor vehicles and parts, they make that old clunker last a little longer. And gasoline and other energy goods, well, you just don't travel as much with gas growing again in price. You're just not hitting the road like you used to. And God forbid you rent a hotel or take a plane flight. That has become extremely expensive. Low and moderate income consumers are increasingly weighed down by credit card debt and struggling to pay it down due to high interest rates, which research suggests could be a major contributor to overall economic pessimism. Americans are racking up record credit card debt. There it goes, over $1 trillion in 2024. Are you among one of the people suffering from high credit card debt and making minimum debt payments? Their only consolation is that the job market remains strong, meaning they might be able to count on another paycheck. But even that might not last. Analysts, including Caldwell, expect the unemployment rate to rise from 3.8% to 3.9%. I think it's actually 4% at the time of this video. And wage growth to slow in 2024. And don't forget layoffs. Ultimately, however, low-income consumers just don't account for that big a share of total spending, Hoyt said. It's the high end of income distribution that accounts for a disproportionate share of spending. Well, maybe we can dive a little deeper into why it is we buy things and what consumers buy and for what reasons. This is an article at GetRoster.com. Why do customers buy products? 7 basic reasons. And it makes you feel good. There's a gal swiping her credit card. She's probably running a $6,000 balance already, but she really needs that lotion right there. Yeah, right. Why do customers buy products? 7 basic reasons. All right. It's critical to have a deep understanding of your consumers in order to develop high quality products and advertise them successfully. So this is from the sales side. So let's find out what they are doing to get you to buy their products. We're just going to go right to the top reason. People buy products out of necessity. The most fundamental reason we buy things is because we need them. Arguably, this is the most obvious rationale for making a purchasing decision. We buy items we need daily: food, clothing, shelter-related products. But let's go back to the psychology. Okay, this is established by Abraham Maslow and describes human motivation. His theory states that people must first satisfy their fundamental need to advance higher in social, emotional, self-actualization needs hierarchy. Okay, so we have at the bottom of the pyramid the physiological needs: air, water, food, shelter, sleep, clothing. Then we move up a rung to safety needs: personal security, employment, resources, health, property. And then we move to love and belonging: friendship, intimacy, family connection. In the green bar, respect, self-esteem, status, recognition, strength, freedom. And finally, self-actualization, desire to become the most that one can be. So why are we buying things? Well, obviously needs are the heavy hitter. We figure out, those fundamental needs. They target us because they know we need shampoo and we need something to eat. We need shoes, etc. Asking about needs or annoyances isn't just small talk. It turns every chat with a potential buyer into something more meaningful. The better you match what you're selling to what people are craving or trying to fix, the more you'll hit the bullseye with the right folks and get us to buy. Convenience, an undeniable driving force behind consumer purchases, is the quest for convenience, anything to decrease hassles and simplify day-to-day life. Many of us are suckers for products that promise to make life a bit easier. Quicker, simpler, cheaper. That's the magic trio. Sure, a kitchen gadget that slashes cooking time or an app that smooths out our day can be a game changer. But here's the kicker. Sometimes we're even okay with paying a bit more for that extra convenience. It's like, take my money if it means I can save some time or headache. It's the world we live in where a few saved minutes feel like striking gold. It reminds me of buying a car. I'm in the market right now for a new car, and of course there's the base model car, right? I'm looking at a Toyota right now. There's the base model, the cloth seats, and perhaps more plastic interior, and then you kick it up a notch, and you get the safety requirement, the blind spot monitoring, which you have to spend an extra $1,000 or $2,000 to get the next level up, and then there's the better stereo. And then don't you need the moon roof? And finally, you want to have the full luxury package. Well, I think distinguishing what you need from what you want is really important. The price of a Toyota, I'm looking at the Corolla hybrid, right? The Corolla Cross right now, the SUV, very well-priced little SUV. The base model is like 25 grand, but it gets up to maybe 35 grand when you put on all the bells and whistles. So do you need those bells and whistles? Will that leather upholstery make you happy? Will that sunroof brighten your day? Or are you overspending, right? You just convincing yourself to go up one notch at a time while the item gets more and more expensive. Okay, security and protection, number 3. A lot of it is about playing it safe. The whole better safe than sorry vibe. It's like Maslow was onto something with his safety needs on the famous needs pyramid. Take insurance, for instance: health, car, home, life, even for our pets. we've got it all covered. Why? Because it's all about peace of mind. We're cushioning ourselves from life's oops moments. It's like building a safety net with our wallets. These buys shield our life from the what ifs of life, but you can go overboard with security and protection. I heard someone say, years ago, I'm insurance poor. Are you watching your insurance? Are you overinsured? Have you checked your deductibles? You need to have insurance. You certainly need to have health insurance in this world. But in regard to the car insurance, the home insurance, etc., are your deductibles set at the right level? Have you shopped it recently? Or are you just going whole hog on insurance and you're overspending your income? FOMO, fear of missing out. Well, that certainly applies to many things. Ever feel like you just have to have the latest something? The TikTok made me buy it. Welcome to Club FOMO. Who are you impressing? Do you think the Kardashians give a damn about, what you look like or the things that you're wearing or the latest designer items? Do you have to have that, fourth pair of Nikes that you don't wear, you just buy for investment, air quotes? And it's not just about impulse buys. Most everyone feels the pull to stay ahead of trend. Do you just want to look better than your friends? Do you want to display a lifestyle that your income really does not support? Now, I know many of us have been there when you buy that house, right? If you are lucky enough to own a house. And, did you buy more house than you could afford? Did you buy that neighborhood that says I'm successful when really you're just struggling to keep up appearances? Do you know that the more expensive the house, the more expensive the repairs, the higher the taxes, HOA fees, etc.? There's a lot to be said for not overstepping your place. Think about that. Okay, identity and belonging. So, maybe you bought those designer jeans because you want to belong and impress. People buy stuff to patch up the parts of their identity they're not too thrilled about. We conceal our weaknesses and compensate for them with spending and stuff. As consumers work to better themselves, think about how your product and brand mission can serve them. This is how they get to us, guys. On the other hand, when there's the crew who buy to belong, distinguish as brand community members. Are you loyal to a brand, to an influencer? Are you paying more for that brand? Or do you just really need functionality and attractive clothes? A variety of items support individuality on an emotional and social level. When brands utilize influencer marketing and ambassador marketing, they focus on the identity purchase motivator. These are advocates who have a well-established reputation. Influencers and ambassadors promote a company and its goods authentically while they identify themselves through endorsement and join their identities and make a bunch of money doing it. Do you really want to go that way, or can you find the same product somewhere else? Perhaps it's secondhand, perhaps it's on eBay where you can use discounts, etc. Getting a good price or deal. Okay, while many experts suggest the price isn't the primary factor driving consumer purchases, I beg to differ. In my experience, the allure of a discount is often irresistible. Okay, well, I'm not going to go through that. But many of these stores, first thing they do is raise all their prices, and then they institute, a 20% off sale, a 30% off sale. Don't fall for it. You're looking for the best overall price. The first thing I do when I'm shopping for something is I go to eBay and I look through used, open box, remanufactured items and find out what the value of that item is, whether it's a knife sharpener or a guitar or something you really need, a new camera, an iPhone. It's easy to click through the Apple Store and plunk down $900 for a brand new iPhone. But you can find similar things once you identify their used price or their slightly used price, then you'll know how much you're overpaying for buying something brand new. There are ways to get deals everywhere if you identify that you don't want to be shop, click, buy, right? You want to research what you're buying. That iPhone will feel good for a minute, but after a while you'll realize you could have got one level down, you could have got it slightly used, and it would be working just fine, and you'd be able to put more money in your retirement plan, buy your kids braces, or do whatever it is you need to do. Okay, I think the whole discount category is a giant scam. We buy things to make us happy. Number 7, let's be real. We love buying stuff that makes us happy. It's like a happiness hunt. And oh boy, does it motivate us. Many of the products we buy give us pleasure. It's hard to list examples of products that generate satisfaction and happiness. The movies for those cozy nights, dining out for the foodies, the latest smartphone for tech junkies, a shiny new car, shiny, stylish furniture. The list is endless. Brands that get this, that understand we're chasing a little bit of joy in our shopping carts, they're the ones that keep us coming back. Because at the end of the day, we're all just looking for a little bit of happy in our purchases. But you can be happy and you can buy things that are useful, things that are needed, things that are at the lower end of the spectrum but get you 80% of the happiness. It's easy to shop. Be a good shopper. Don't just shop on emotion. All right, but everybody wants to be happy, and I know people love going out for food. Wow, that is such a big entertainment, and it's getting so expensive. People are actually buying more at the grocery store, even though prices are going up, and I think that's because they're learning to cook. I got to tell you guys, I love to cook. I love new recipes. I love things that support my new keto diet. And it is just a lot of fun to cook at home. Teach yourself to cook. Go to the grocery store. You can find meat on sale. You can find veggies on sale. It's one of the cheapest things out there, I think, is food if you're shopping the sales. There's American Express card that gives you 3% off at the grocery store. There's a Target Red card that gets you 5% off at Target where they sell groceries. But more than that, do you have a deep freezer? Are you storing meat? If you eat meat, are you storing meat, fish, chicken, whatever you do eat, in your deep freezer when it's on sale? 3-day weekends are phenomenal for meat sales. That's what I recommend is doing your meat, chicken, fish purchases during a sale weekend and throw it in that deep freezer. A deep freezer is like $199. And gosh, I just recently, I think it was yesterday, bought a bunch of tri-tips at Albertsons for I think they were $5.99 a pound, right? I wasn't going to pay $15.99 a pound for ribeye steaks or heck, stew meat was $8.99. They had tri-tips on sale, a great cut of meat. All I had to do was chop it up. I froze a couple of them because they make great roasts, really good roasts. Brown them first and then bake them after that, or put them on the barbecue. But I took one of them and made beef stew. And it turned out fantastic. All it meant was I need to use a sharp knife, cut it into cubes, and it was 40% lower than the stew meat they were selling. So shop those sales for meat, chicken, and fish. Throw them in the freezer, and you'll have enough to last till the next 3-day weekend. Okay. When it comes to vegetables, vegetables are some of the cheapest things on earth. Why? People don't buy them. People don't eat vegetables, is what I find. Buy all the vegetables your heart desires and learn how to cook them. Stir fry is really fantastic. Stew works really well. So that's my advice. But if you love going out, keep going out. But maybe you can find better deals. Maybe you can find coupons. There are ways to take the senior discount, for example. I'm sorry, not the well. If you're older, you can get a senior discount. Don't be embarrassed to ask for it. I ask for it everywhere. I don't give a good damn what they think of me and my gray hair. I want the cheapest price. Okay, doesn't embarrass me a bit, and it shouldn't embarrass you. Many restaurants, many very, very good restaurants have early bird dining. We have a great restaurant near us that has a fantastic prime rib. I've never learned how to make a fantastic prime rib, so I love going out for that. And then they've got potatoes with all the fixings and a nice Caesar salad. And you can go after 5 and pay full price. But you can also go before 5 and get that at about 30% off. Yes, the cut is a little bit smaller, but do you really need a 3/4 pound double slab prime rib? Well, maybe you do. Okay, but most of us don't. And the leftovers, you won't have as many leftovers if you get the smaller meals or if you split a meal. Yeah, go and get that giant prime rib and split it, guys, because you don't want to walk out of the restaurant completely stuffed. Just a couple of ideas for you there. Final thoughts on why do consumers buy products. Understanding why consumers buy is crucial for shaping product development and marketing strategies. Okay, let's not be the people that fall prey to marketing strategies. Let's make our money work for us. Let's have money left at the end of the month. Let's be able to fund that retirement. Let's be able to take care of our kids. Put something away in a 529 plan for the kids. Highly recommend that if your kids are going to go to college. It grows tax-free in a 529 plan. Even if they don't go to college, it can roll into a Roth IRA. Let's see, a Roth IRA? No, it can roll into a traditional IRA. So I diverged there. But, would someone like to purchase your item because they require them to live? Okay, those are necessities. Is it making life easier? Well, there are a lot of ways to make your life easier. Let's see, do we get better sleep at night knowing we are secure and shielded from harm? There's many ways to do that without plunking down a whole bunch of cash. Does it have a cachet? Can we bear the thought of losing out on it? Okay, that is a definite no-go. When you see something you just have to have, make a deal with yourself. I buy nothing the first time I see it. Okay, I don't know how many times I've walked out of a car dealership and said, I'll think about it. You know what happens? A day or two later, you get a phone call. Hey, we've had a price discount on the car. We're offering a better deal. We're going to hook you up with lower financing. Or, you're in that timeshare presentation. You've eaten your prime rib and gotten your free luggage, and they're putting the high pressure on you. And you know what you say to them? You say, my spouse and I have decided we have a rule in life. We never buy anything the first time we see it. We think it over, we fit it in our budget, and then if we still think we need it the next day, that's when we buy it. That works really well on salesmen. Nobody can argue with that. And, will that product give you a sense of belonging? Well, there are so many ways to belong that don't cost you money. Okay, join a meetup group where people meet to walk or play music or have an investing club or whatever it is that you're interested in. Go to the beach, go on a camping trip, which is a lot of fun and costs almost nothing. Hey, bring those tri-tips and cook those on the campfire. And most importantly, will people be happier? Well, I got to tell you, happiness does not come from stuff. It is very momentary. A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips applies to stuff as well. Instead of buying stuff to make you happier, what you ought to be doing is selling the stuff that you have, that you bought before that you didn't need, and earning income with that. You can do that on eBay. You can do that at garage sales. I mean, selling a bunch of stuff that's clogging up your garage and coming away with a few $100s can make you really, really happy. And then take that few $100s and spend a little bit of it on yourself. Stash the rest away. Don't run those credit card bills. Pay off those credit card bills. All right. Well, so and those brand ambassadors, I suggest you unsubscribe because you don't need what they're selling. What you need is to tighten your belt. We all need to tighten our belt. I mean, my God, things are getting so expensive. So that's what people are spending on. Also, you know, when you start saving a little money, when you start planning your budget deliberately, start telling your money where it is to be spent rather than letting influencers tell you what you need. Get over to newretirement.com, guys. So here it is here. There's a free trial for 2 weeks. And if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you really want to check out this really dynamic software. And again, you can plan your entire retirement plan by just loading in all of your variables, okay? And your income, your savings rate, your 401k, your pension, your Social Security, you know, your assets, your home, your cost of living assumptions, your inflation assumptions, and you can start planning today. You can build an entire financial plan for free over the 2 weeks, and then you will have it. You know what that will save you? That'll save you the 1% that you would pay to a financial advisor, or even the $500 to $1,000 for a fee-only financial advisor. Get in here and plan your retirement. Use some of these tips I've given you and curtail your spending. You don't need to spend like a drunken fool. You need to get those credit cards paid off. We all do. I use credit cards extensively, and I have a website around precious metals that shows people how to get precious metals below market price, gold and silver. Put a little gold in your retirement plan, a little silver too. I highly recommend that. But what we do is we look for the highest rebate credit cards, not so we can run a balance, so we can use them, get the rebate, lower the cost of that iPhone that you needed. Okay, you didn't buy the $800 iPhone, you bought the $400 iPhone that was one limit down, one number down from the latest. You get a 3% rebate from you know, American Express or the PayPal credit card, and then when you get that iPhone, you have paid, you know, whatever, like 5%, you know, less, 3% less than you would have, and 50% less than you would had. Hey, you just plunked down the money, you know, from an influencer that told you what latest iPhone to buy. So do manage your purchases and put that money into your retirement plan. Pay off those credit cards and get your life back on track, guys. I really hope you do. All right, guys, I will see you later. Thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this, thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, subscribe. Talk to you guys later.